today have concluded an agreement to end the war and bring peace with honor in Vietnam.
I had no prior knowledge of the Watergate break-in. I neither took part in nor knew about any of the subsequent cover-up activities. Today, in one of the most difficult decisions of my presidency, I accepted the resignations of two of my closest associates in the White House, Bob Haldeman, John Ehrlichman, two of the finest public servants it has been my privilege to know. The counsel to the President, John Dean, has also resigned.
I began by telling the President that there was a cancer growing on the presidency, and if the cancer was not removed, the President himself would be killed by it. I also told him that it was important that this cancer be removed immediately because it was growing more deadly every day.
I'm a sort of a country lawyer myself.
Mr. Hunt stated that the defendants were going to be provided with or given executive clemency.
I have been physically attacked and robbed in jail. I have suffered a stroke. I have been transferred from place to place, manacled and chained hand and foot. I am isolated from my 4 motherless children.
I believed I was doing something for the President of the United States.
And I told him there'd be a brown sack and that the money would be lying right on the thing, and if he'd come right down, walk right to it, pick it right up, and go immediately back in the elevator.
I don't know what's going on in this campaign, and I don't think you ought to try to know.
I distinctly recall Mr. Dean saying that these files were political dynamite and clearly should not see the light of day.
There was the other people that were involved in connection with these activities, both in the White House horrors and the Watergate. It occurred to me that the best thing to do is just to keep the lid on it through the election.
And God knows Republicans don't view their fellow Americans as enemies to be harassed, but rather I can assure you that this Republican and those that I serve with look upon every American as human beings to be loved and won. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Ehrlichman, are you telling me that the break-in to Dr. Fielding's office was to satisfy the President of the United States?
The President wanted very much to make sure that a thing like this could not happen again. How one learned whether Ellsberg acted alone, as a disgruntled employee of a think tank, whether he acted as a member of an international spy ring delivering secrets to a foreign embassy, or just what his role was, where he fit, had to be determined, in the opinion of the investigators, by every available means.
There was no doubt in my mind that they were installed to record things for posterity, for the Nixon Library. The President was very conscious of that kind of thing. We had quite an elaborate setup at the White House for the collection and preservation of documents and of things which transpired in the way of business of state.
On whose authority were they installed, Mr. Butterfield?
On the President's authority by way of Mr. Haldeman and Mr. Higbee.
At the time that I took the tape home and listened to it, the existence of the tapes was not known to anyone other than the limited people that Mr. Butterfield identified. And it was not contemplated, I don't believe, that its existence would ever be known.
I have given him absolute authority to make all decisions bearing upon the prosecution of the Watergate case and related matters. I have instructed him that if he should consider it appropriate, he has the authority to name a special supervising prosecutor for matters arising out of the case.
My assurance when I was named and the assurance and testimony before the Senate Judiciary Committee was that I would be given access to everything. That's the ground on which I took the position, and I expect that assurance to be honored.
This principle of confidentiality of presidential conversations is at stake in the question of these tapes. I must and I shall oppose any efforts to destroy this principle.
The President, at that point, thought he had no choice but to direct the Attorney General to discharge Mr. Cox. And I, given my role in guaranteeing the independence of the special prosecutor, as well as my belief in the public interests embodied in that role, felt equally clear that I could not discharge him. And so I resigned.
Hello, Bill, this is Al. Right, Al, I expected your call. No. Yeah, right, Al, I expected your call, and Bob Bork is sitting here with me. As you probably know, Elliot Richardson feels he cannot execute the orders of the President. That's right, I know that. Are you prepared to do so? No. As I recall, I said, well, you know what it means when an order comes down from the Commander-in-Chief and a member of his team cannot execute it.
I've just informed Judge Sirica that President Nixon will comply in all respects with the order of this court as modified by the Court of Appeals. It was obvious that the constitutional crisis was not over, that even if, as I hope he would have, Judge Sirica had accepted the presentation that we had planned to make as satisfactory compliance, there would have been those who would have said that the President is defying the law. This President does not defy the law.
I have never profited from public service. I've earned every cent. I'm not a crook. I've earned everything I've got. I have no intention whatever of walking away from the job I was elected to do.
The duties of the office on which I'm about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God. I am innocent of the charges against me. I will not resign if indicted. I will not resign if indicted. The reason that I have changed my decision to fight this matter is because that I believe it would be against the national interest, have a brutalizing effect on my family to go through a long 2-year struggle concerning this matter.
The duties of the office
On which I am about to enter.
of the office on which I'm about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God. I'm a Ford, not a Lincoln.
Vaya en el